All right. What's up? First live stream of 2023. Very cool. Excited to see who comes in. This very last minute stream. I was going to do this possibly tomorrow, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to push it up and do it today. And I have a bunch of records to open. So I guess we'll see who makes it in, and then we'll get started once we get some folks in here. Yonoshi's here. He loves the earlier streams. I'm trying to be respectful of my overseas TMR family. Tyler, you actually made it early on this one. The Super Chat King is here. We got Matt, we got Thomas, Travis. What's up? Happy New Year, everybody. Law Dude, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Hey, Paul's here. What's going on, Paul? Paul's a store regular. Elk Vision, I'm glad I can keep you company at work. Yeah, let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 packages to open. Holy God almighty. What's up, Corey? Donut Sunset. Oh, the Queen of Metal is here. I feel so honored by her presence. Donut Sunset, you'd be very pleased. I just placed an order on Discogs for 3 classic metal records. I might have to wait till they come in to show you, to surprise you. But yeah, straight gorilla in this metal world. You were so happy to see my Grails video. Congrats on getting the treasures. Yeah, thank you. I think I did pretty well for my 7 Grails last year. I think that might have been the most Grails from any of my 7 that I've gotten in 1 year. So this year, let's go for all 7. Let's get them all. DJ Wags contacted me after he watched the video, and he said he'd sell me the Tears for Fears, but then he offered it for more than I was willing to pay. So, I mean, I could basically have just bought it from Discogs at that price. So I'm going to keep holding off for a better deal. Hey, Lisa, Happy New Year. All right, well, let's get started. The way these usually tend to work is that I'll unbox about half the records, and then people are going to start coming in droves after I'm already, like, nearly done. But that's just the way it goes. So if I can ask you guys kindly to hit the like button, that would be terrific. And then I'll get started. Actually, I'm talking about with shipping, I could pay the same price on Discogs. So it was kind of like, give me a deal, Wags. Come on. Give me a damn deal. Oh, James Deneen, I like you too, man. I like you too. James, did you see I gave you a little shout out in my video yesterday as well? Do I have a first pressing of Odyssey and Oracle by the Zombies? First press. No. I have an earlier pressing, but I don't think it's a first press. Maybe a trade. I don't know if DJ Wags with 20,000 records is keen on trading these days. I feel like he's looking for money. All right, I'm going to get started, guys. The rules are as simple rules. Yes, shout out, James, shout out to your wife. I would have shouted her out, but I don't think I know her name, and I probably should. Rules of the live stream. I have 12 records to unbox. That's quite a bit. So if you have questions for me, music-related questions, you will wait till the end, ideally, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. If you want me to answer them immediately, you can always drop a super chat in the chat. If you do that, I'll see it. It'll pop up in big, colorful box letters, and I will stop what I'm doing and answer your question to the best of my ability. So feel free to throw all of your Christmas money at me for my stupid answers for your great questions. All right, let's get started. Every time I do a damn live stream, it's always some like video game and vaporwave stuff, and this one's gonna be no exception. I promise you guys, I'm like not into this as much as I used to be, but for some reason, every time I do a live stream, that's when they all show up. This is a lo-fi comp called Chocobo and Chill. I could not resist this. It combines 2 of my all-time favorite things, Final Fantasy and lo-fi. So it is on a beautiful Chocobo yellow wax. And I believe these are just a variety of songs inspired. Actually, it's songs from all across the series, because I see Aerith's theme from 7, I see Tizanarkin from 10, I see Terra's theme from 6. So yeah, just a big Final Fantasy fan, and Chocobo and Chill is like the perfect synthesis of my tastes. This was a Bandcamp. It was like one of those Bandcamp crowdfunding records, and it got funded. So I was happy to contribute to that. There's a package in here that's like 4 or 5 vaporwave records, and I'm just like, that's like the only vaporwave I ordered last year. So of course it shows up as I do a live stream. Is that a phoenix on the cover? No, it's not a phoenix. That is actually a chocobo in Final Fantasy. That is the mythological creature that people ride around, kind of like a horse, but it's like a feathered, almost like an emu of some kind. I don't know. How would you guys describe a chocobo? All right. This is a mighty protected. I have to slice this protection open. All right. I can't believe, guys, I can't believe how many of these live streams I've done and I've never cut my finger. I mean, knock on wood, but seriously. Yeah, it's like a Big Bird, except not like a humanoid Big Bird. Like it's like if Big Bird had 2 legs and no arms and wings. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Guys, through these live streams, as into 2023, you have Donut Sunset to thank for this. I am now getting heavily into metal. And it's, I'm not into like the really, really heavy, they call them, I often read it as like Cookie Monster vocals. I can't get into that stuff yet. I really love melodic metal, especially Nawabum, which if you don't know what that is, because I didn't know what it was, it's the new wave of British heavy metal from the 80s. And I also love the traditional bands that are kind of bringing that sound back. So I'm getting into metal, the melodic stuff, and this one is no exception right here. This is an album called, what is the name of this damn album? Why is the name not on the cover? What is this one called? This is a Ghost album. But what is this album called? I can't even read the spine. So this is a cool variant of this. So I'm going to... What bands can I recommend? Well, NBA Live Girl. I will recommend every band that I show off in these upcoming streams. So I would say tune in to all my live streams, because I have a lot of metal on order, and I'm excited about all of it. And when it comes in, I'll get to talk about it. So definitely stick around. Maiden is just a great place to start, though. That was kind of my gateway into new album. There we go. Donut Sunset. Alex with the save. Opus Eponymous. Opus Eponymous. But guys, let's open this. Let's opus this record. That's so stupid. I shouldn't have said that. Damn, so close, James. So close. I'm opening this because it's supposed to be a cool variant. I actually ordered this one on a whim. I have not heard this record. I do like what I've heard of Ghost, but I ordered this one on a whim because people were saying that the pressing itself is phenomenal. Also, look at that great foiling on the jacket. That's chef's kiss. Here we go. So this is a blue, but also, can you tell, it's sparkly. Very strange that a record with these kind of sparkle pigments in it, or sparkle like fragments, would be considered an audiophile pressing. I mean, I was reading on a list on Reddit of the most audiophile or best sounding pressings people own, and someone said this, and then I went to Discogs to corroborate, and everyone on Discogs was saying this pressing sounds phenomenal. So I'm excited to give it a spin. Ghost is cool. Ghost is not, from what I've heard of Ghost, it is not what it looks like. A lot of metal, to me, I thought it was going to be heavier than it was, like Maiden, just based on the art. But no, Ghost is like very poppy and melodic while still having like those dark thematic undertones and still having great guitar lines and, killer vocals. So definitely, I think a good place to start. It's one of the places I'm starting. So it's enough about Ghost. Let's keep going. Ghost is just pop metal. That's what I want, though. I want pop metal. I don't want my ears to be assaulted by loud screaming vocals. I want my ears to be assaulted by loud screaming guitars. You know what I mean? All right. All right, let's keep going. This is a great one. This is one that I was stoked to find for such a good deal on Discogs. Shout out to, I think it was Captured Tracks in New York City, their store. I think that's who I bought it from. Sonic Youth Hits Are for Squares. This is the only Sonic Youth Greatest Hits compilation album that exists. And I forget which song it is. Oh, it's this one. Slow Revolution is exclusive to this comp, so you can't get it anywhere else. Sonic Youth is a band that I really enjoy. However, I've struggled to get into any of their albums in full. For me, I feel like each of their albums that I've heard have a couple really, really standout tracks, and then the rest are just kind of like forgettable, even on things like Daydream Nation, which is considered to be like their best by many. So this is perfect for me. And what I love about this is that this is not just their greatest hits. This is actually it's selected by people who love the band. So all of these people who are fans of the band chose their favorite Sonic Youth song to put. So I mean, you got people like, you know, Beck and Radiohead. Then you have like people like Portia de Rossi, which is crazy. Eddie Vedder, Flea, David Cross. Yeah, it's just a really cool concept, and it's out of print. This is a record store day release from years ago, and it's really hard to find for under like $80-$90. And I got it. I think I got it for like 50 shipped, which was like a crazy deal for this. It's also, I believe, yeah, it's numbered on the bottom, which is cool. So excited to dive into this, and maybe guys, maybe this will be my gateway to get into Sonic Youth full records, because maybe as I spend time with this comp and I kind of start to appreciate the songs, maybe I'll want to go back and revisit the albums. But that was definitely a minor grail that I received and I'm excited about. Hey AVM, welcome. All right, next up we have, oh, this is a replacement. Vinyl Me Please, you know, say what you will about them. I have my qualms with some of the things they do. The one thing I've never ever took umbrage with is their customer support. Every single time I've had a damaged record, they are immediately replacing it, no questions asked. So this is one of my favorite albums of the year, Natural Brown Prom Queen by Sudan Archives. If you didn't watch my top 10 of the year, I put out a couple weeks ago, you should definitely go watch that after this live stream. I think there's a lot of really good titles in there that you might be turned on to. This was in my top 10, and it's on like hot pink vinyl, and I got it from Vinyl Me Please, and it was unbelievably warped to the point of being unplayable. Not just a visual warp, it was like really bad. So, such a good record, and I hope this one is not warped because I really want to spin it. Because the last one I was so upset. I was like really devastated, but I emailed them and they right away were just like, "Yep, here's a replacement. There you go. There you go." It was really cool. A lot of places make you jump through hoops where they like really challenge you and they make you send videos and pictures and they say, "Okay, destroy your record." It's like, chill out. You destroyed your record before you sent it to me. All right, let's see what we got here. Just in case you go, oh, that was my address. Just in case you, well, I ordered this ages ago. I forgot I ordered this. Holy crap. This is Yule. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Yule or Yuli. Yeule. Serotonin 2. So this is the record that came out before her record last year, which I forget if I did an honorable mention for it. I probably should have, but I didn't. Really, really good kind of glitchy pop music with kind of a darker edge to it. I wouldn't... Bjorkish is an interesting way to put it. It's definitely... I would say... I would not be surprised if she listens to Bjork, but I got to see Yuli perform at a venue in Portland called Holocene, and it was a really good show. I think that this artist is going to continue to get bigger and bigger, especially with the success of Glitch Princess, the release from last year. But this was out of print for a while, and the label did another run, so I decided to grab the first record. I have not even listened to it, but I like the second one so much that I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take a chance on it. All right, what have we here? Oh, this is actually a good story. Shout out to Yellow K Records. If you guys are on Whatnot, Yellow K does one of my favorite regular shows on the app. The guys who run it are fans of the channel. They're also just really nice dudes. And I was in the stream, and I have a story for you with this. So here's the story in 1 second. Well, actually, they included an extra record for me, it looks like. What is this? Oh, I've heard of this. Yellow K pressed this? Well, how have I heard of this? We got a super chat, folks. Before I show off this record, we got a super chat. Do I recommend Drab Majesty? Or do I know Drab Majesty? Shoegaze, synthwave. I've heard of Drab Majesty. I've not listened to them. I feel like every time I pass them in a record store, the name kind of like sticks with me, but I have not listened. Synthy Shoegaze sounds pretty cool. I'll definitely have to check them out. I appreciate the recommendation. Why do I know this? Psychopomp Japanese Breakfast. This is... Wait a minute. This isn't Japanese Breakfast, the artist. This isn't the album Psychopomp, is it? Or is it a... Or is... Oh, this is... Okay. Interesting. Okay. Now this is all clicking. So there's another Japanese Breakfast record outside of the newest one that I know. And then there's this one. All right, guys. All right. Everybody's attacking me in the chat. Guys, be nice to me. Okay. This is cool. I actually, with Japanese Breakfast, I saw her perform at Coachella years ago, and I wasn't that impressed by the live show, so I never really dug into her catalog, but I did love Jubilee, her latest record. So this is actually a cool thing that they sent me. I guess they pressed it, which is wild. Japanese Breakfast is a huge artist, and it looks like they have like an exclusive pressing of it, or like they're like it's just their label, which is crazy. So I'm excited to hear this after now getting into Japanese Breakfast retroactively. But the story I have to tell you is this. So I was in Yellow K's Whatnot stream, and as I told you guys, I'm getting more into metal. And they were auctioning off a couple albums by this band Annihilator. And Annihilator is a thrash metal band. I was liking what I was hearing because they were playing the music, and I kept losing twice, two records in a row. I kept losing the auction to this dude. I forget his name. He also does a show on Whatnot. I'm embarrassed that I forgot his name, but I kept losing to him, and everyone was like, "Oh, we got to get Matt a win. We got to get Matt a win." And then the guy from Yellow K was like, "All right, I'm gonna do my personal copy of my favorite Annihilator record, Never Neverland." And I was like, all right, if it's your favorite, I'm going to try to go for this one. So I'm winning. And at the last second, the guy who won the last two bids, and he outprices me. I don't want to pay more than that. And I was like, man, that's, he's just getting all these Annihilator records. And then he wins, and everybody goes, oh my God, Matt lost again, or whatever. Like they were all, myself included, everyone was kind of laughing. But then the guy who won goes, no, wait. Send this to Matt as a Christmas gift, which was just, I'd never met this person before. I don't even think he knew I had a YouTube channel. I just thought he was feeling charitable in the holidays. And it was a very sweet thing that just very, moments like that in life don't happen as often as they should. But it was a very, very kind gesture. So this is Annihilator Never Neverland, and it is the variant on purple vinyl, which is very cool. So really nice person sent it to me. Yellow K stream is where dreams come true. So definitely go check them out. And I'm excited to dive into this record. From what I heard, I really was enjoying it in the stream. So that was cool. And very cool of Yellow K to send me that Japanese Breakfast record too. All right. So this just showed up to me like this. Like it showed up with this just open, which is never a good sign. But it came in this really well-protected honeycomb stuff that I don't particularly love. So let's see. I believe this is from Dream Catalog. I ordered some Vaporwave from them quite a while ago. And I believe these are all the records I ordered. So, alright, so the first one I ordered is such a ridiculous cover. Cyberpunk 2020. I don't even know. Oh, I didn't even know if Kanye's face is on there. Is that Kanye? That has to be, right? This is the weirdest cover. I can't wait to listen to this record. I know nothing about it. I literally ordered it sight unseen just because of how absurd this is. Make Cyberpunk again. So there's one. And then I got Hong Kong Express, LYF. Hong Kong HKE is one of my favorite Vaporwave artists. This is a pretty classic record of HKE's that's finally getting a vinyl pressing. Really good kind of atmospheric dream punk, cityscape stuff. Really nice. And then I don't think this is the one I ordered. I think they sent me the wrong one. I don't think I ordered this one. Paul, I feel like this is like inspired by Cyberpunk the game, but has nothing to do with it. Unless they use samples from it. I'm not sure. But I think this was a mistake. This was the wrong one. Dream Catalog tends to be a little shoddy with their everything. And then this is they were selling a mystery record, and I bit because I like to gamble. And this is the mystery record. I've never heard of this. The Monarch. I don't know anything about what this is. It's called Don't Worry About Tracks, Just Take a Nap. I guess I'm going to listen to it. And the good thing about a mystery record is if I don't like it, I have a record store and someone there just might. So, Dream Catalog, 2 out of 4. Not super, I don't know what's going on with the oh man, the vaporwave subgenres get out of control. Like C-punk, there's an insane amount. It's popular in the vaporwave scene, the Monarch. Okay, cool. What kind of vapor is it? Can you compare it to any artist or album for me? This next one, I don't have much to say. This is the newest Demi Lovato record. And I only ordered it because 2 reasons. 1, I heard this is a tremendously good pop album, even though I don't know much of her stuff. And 2, it was free with just shipping on her site around the holidays. Like, someone posted it on Facebook where it was like a discount code that you just paid shipping. So I'm excited to give this a listen at the very least, just because it was $5-6. And I hear this is actually a killer pop record. So I guess I'll see how it is. All right, what have we here? Did you miss me opening Blonde? I ordered Blonde. I have no idea if it's in this group of records. I know that they're all kind of going out without any rhyme or reason, so I may have it, I may not. We'll find out. I still have 3 or 4 more to open. This was another What Not Win. Gil Scott-Heron, Bridges, and Brian Jackson. Awesome record. I'm a big fan of Gil Scott-Heron. I've been after this one for a minute. I paid roughly what it goes for online, maybe a little less. Probably a little less, but not. I think I paid like between $40 and $50. Really nice, clean copy though. Like definitely VG plus at the worst. Probably will play near mint. But this is a great record, and I was happy to win this one on someone's Whatnot. I forget who it was, but if you like Gil Scott-Heron, definitely check it out. Bridges. Great record. All right. And here we have something protected by an outer layer. So I'm going to dramatically rip it open. Was that entertaining? Are you not entertained? All right. What is this gonna be? Oh, I just ordered this. Told you guys I'm getting into metal. This is Megadeth's A Night in Buenos Aires. I got this on Amazon because it was extremely cheap. I think it was like $28 or something for 3 discs, maybe less. 3 discs of live music. I read that the first LP apparently has a flat sound quality, but the second and third apparently sound phenomenal, and all of my favorite songs are on the second and third for the most part. So very excited to give this a listen. Add it to my live music compilate. How many live music records I have, which is growing. Kind of missed the Superman logo. Yeah, I know. I should be wearing Superman shirts under all my shirts at all times. Honestly, I'm surprised that someone hasn't made like a line of men's undershirts that have the Superman logo, like just like casual shirts. Just like, I guess someone couldn't make it. I guess you'd have to kind of be DC. But now that I'm getting into heavier music, has my stance changed on shouty, screaming vocals? No, not yet. I said in the beginning that I'm getting into heavier music, but I still can't do the kind of like, intense vocals that a lot of metal does. So, I'm getting there, guys, but it's going to take me a little more time. Be patient with me. Does not look like I got my blonde in yet, unfortunately. Oh, this one I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this one to come in. This is another metal record, folks. Get ready. And this is a big recommendation for me. I really enjoy this. This is Cynic's Traced in Air. So Cynic, I feel like this sleeve is obscuring how beautiful this art is. Cynic is, I guess, described as technical death metal, but I don't think it is. It's, there are some kind of slightly heavier vocals at times, but this is a re-recording of Cynic, of their album Traced in Air. It's remastered and partially re-recorded. So I believe the original version of this had a lot more growling vocals, and they took them out for some more in favor of some more melody and melodic parts. But this is an absolutely beautiful record. The second track, The Space for This, it absolutely it stopped me in my tracks. As when I heard it, it was like it's one of the most beautiful, breathtaking songs. Great dynamics between soft, pretty parts and then really intense parts. Really can't recommend this enough. I'll read this Loudwire description. Cynic takes the listener on a technical journey with a soundscape that is just as chaotic as it is soothing, producing a cohesive cacophony that's nothing short of genius. Really good record. I imported this one because there's no US distro and it's all sold out everywhere. But I didn't pay a fortune. So definitely check these guys out if you're into what I just described. And the last one. And then we'll do some question and answer. I ordered this ages ago. Oh my god, I forgot I even ordered this. This is the soundtrack to Euphoria. I like the show. I think it's pretty good. I enjoyed both seasons of it. And the music in the show was pretty excellent. Labyrinth did most of the music. Yeah, this is the Vinyl Me Please exclusive. This was selling out and getting restocked over and over many times in the past couple of years. I just wanted to track it down because it is a pretty damn good score, and it is a it's a dark but fun show. So no blonde. I didn't get my blonde in yet, but let me let's take some time and answer some questions now. Let me kind of go back up and see what I've missed. Feel free to drop some questions now. Feel free to also leave me a super chat should you so desire. I will always accept them and I will always prioritize them. Let's go. Let's see. Hello from Germany. What's up, Mirko? Paul says Alice in Chains has some scream vocals. I love them. Some metal takes the shout and scream to the extreme. So I think what the issue for me is not the screaming and the shouting. I like tasteful screaming and shouting. I like when it is interspliced with clean vocals. I don't like when the entire vocals are like the whole time. I can't do that. I enjoy like in Them Bones, like when they scream, obviously that's like epic, and then it goes into Lane and Jerry doing these incredible harmonies. So it's a little different. Did I get to check out the Vintage Caravan already? Is that something you recommended me? You might have to send me a note off this stream so I can go check it out. Do I like Backspacer by Pearl Jam? I sure do. It's definitely in the bottom half of their discography, but I like every single Pearl Jam record. Tyler with the super chat. Hitting me. I was wondering where you went, Ty. Goals for the shop in the new year. It's a great question. My goal is to have at least one show every month. We were doing well at first, but then around the holidays, kind of things got a little chaotic and I wasn't able to book shows. I had the show booked for November with Nacho Picasso, and then he pulled a nerve and the show had to get canceled or rescheduled. That's still going to happen this year, but it's just a matter of when. And then I didn't do anything for December, so I want to get a show by the end of January. So focusing on the shows are definitely something that I'm focusing on this year for the shop. But also just continuing to make sure I find unique and interesting stuff. It takes a lot of work to try to find collections, especially worthwhile ones. I've been utilizing some pretty unique routes, different websites and communities of people, and trying to, do bulk buys to get interesting used stuff for the store, and it's been working pretty well. But I would love to find more local collections. The problem is there's just a huge competition in Oregon, especially Portland area, because there's so many stores and there's even more dealers. So so many times I saw a collection go up on Craigslist or something, and I'd email them right away and they'd be like, someone beat you to it. Adam, who else has the same grails for 23 as their 22? Did you get none of your grails? Adam, I don't even know what your grails are these days, man. What are the records that you're most looking for? Because I feel like your collection is always in flux. Let me go back up. As much as I like pop punk, as you continue to learn metal, I want you to know there's a really nice sweet spot between those two in the hardcore realm. Yeah, hardcore might be a little too hardcore for me still, because I feel like a lot of hardcore bands do have heavy growling vocals, but I am starting to dip my toe into metalcore. A Day to Remember, I really like what I've heard from them. Did I end up ordering any Crumb albums? Actually, there's a guy who I made an offer on his collection. He had 2 Crumb albums, and I included them in the offer just for me, though. He hasn't responded if he's accepting my offer yet, though. Highly recommend checking out Patrick Droney. Hey, from the UK. Hey, Hannah. Patrick Droney, I'm not familiar. What kind of music is it? Am I a fan of the band Failure at all? Picked up the reissued Fantastic Planet. It's pretty great. I like Fantastic Planet. I do not own it. I feel like every time it goes up for sale, the MSRP is like $60 to $100. It's like something crazy. If they reissued it for like 30 or 35, I'd probably dip. But right now, I don't like it enough to pay that off the bat. What's my take on post metal? Post metal, is that like Pelican? Is post metal basically a mixture of metal and post rock? I'm not quite sure if I know the genre well enough to speak to it. You have to tap into the aggression within, and screaming heavy vocals will click. I guess I just have to be more aggressive as a person. I have to really get angry. I feel like if I play a really difficult video game and I put on heavy screaming metal and I'm losing in the game and I'm getting really mad, maybe that's how it'll click for me. Check out Color Decay by The Devil Wears Prada. I've always heard about The Devil Wears Prada. I know they're adjacent to a lot of bands that I listen to, so maybe I'll have to check that out. Did I order the new Blonde repress? I did order it, but I'm still waiting for it to come in. I'm very curious how it sounds compared to the original. What percentage do I think is acceptable for a shop to give for store credit on trade-ins? Credit versus paying someone out? I mean, it honestly really depends. What I do for the most part, not to give away my tricks of the trade, it's always a case-by-case basis depending on the records, the quality of the condition, all of that stuff. But what I tend to do is I price in the store based off of the median on Discogs or the cheapest available. There are sometimes some exceptions where if there's a lot of people that want this record and there aren't many available, but the median's a certain price and it hasn't sold in a while, obviously it's worth more than the median. So then you price up a little bit. But in general, I try to price lower than the cheapest available on Discogs, which that's my goal. So then when I buy records from people, I usually, depending on the record, will do between 40 and 50% of the median value to allow myself to to profit over time. If the record's one I know is going to move really quickly, like if someone trades in like a Daft Punk or Gorillaz, I'll probably pay a little more than 50% at times because I know I'm going to guarantee a profit on that quickly. If it's something more obscure, it tends to be more in the 40 or maybe even less percent, depending on how obscure it is, because you have to realize that this might sit on the shelf for months and months, and I can't just be putting money out constantly for records that don't sell. So it's a very delicate dance. When it comes to trade-ins, I always offer more than I would offer from a straight buy, but not a crazy amount more, because again, it really kind of falls in the same category of what I just said, where it's like if they're trading in something that's going to definitely move faster than what they are trying to buy, then it makes sense for me to give them a generous trade. It's almost like a swap with a little bit of profit. But yeah, it's something I'm still learning, and it's an interesting thing to navigate, especially like in the moment with someone who's trading in for the first time. Do I listen to I Prevail? I've heard the name, but I've never listened to them. Patrick gets a lot of comparison to John Mayer, incredible guitar player and songwriter. Okay, I definitely can get down with John Mayer. I'll check it out. Waiting to go see Metallica, but their concert ticket prices are crazy if you want to be close at all. I feel like for a Metallica show, you can sit anywhere facing the stage. It'll be amazing. I feel like I wouldn't want to be so close that like it'd be too loud. Like I feel like they're going to play an arena where it's going to really fill the arena. I don't think you need to be, and like, what do you want to look at Hetfield's face from like 10 feet away? Like that's not special. I feel like I could justify being really close for like an intimate artist like Jose Gonzalez or something, where it's like you can really kind of like immerse yourself in the beauty of the quieter music. Like when I saw Iron Maiden, we had good seats. We weren't directly in the pit or in front of them, but facing the stage. They were lowest level, and it was amazing. It sounded great. You could see the stage, and also the screens helped you see those minute details. So sometimes I think paying for like right up close isn't always the move, personally. When I'm doing my album of the year list, will I also mention my favorite reissues too? Well, I just did the list. Did you miss the video? I posted it last week or 2 weeks ago. Your Grails are lo-fi records that only 50 copies exist, or Zeppelin 1 Turquoise. Adam, I know you've been after that Zeppelin 1 Turquoise for a long time. If I ever find one, it's you get first crack, no doubt. Did I like SZA's album, if I listened at all? So I haven't heard SZA's new record yet, but it's on my immediate to-do list. One of my best friends, Steve, who I lived with in New York, and he was one of my college roommates too. He loves the new SZA record, and we were trying to do. He's the kind of person. Our friendship is something where like we both recommend stuff to each other, and then we're just like deprioritizing those recommendations because we know each other so well that it's just like almost like a weird game we play. So I told him if he listens to Sudan Archives, I'll listen to SZA, and that was a trade that we decided to do, and I have not lived up to my end of the bargain, so I have to hear SZA's record. You were digging in Vienna, you saw a store where records were arranged by decade. Whoa, I have not seen a decade. That seems weird. I feel like your average person coming to a store doesn't want to dig by decade. I don't like that. Am I still listening to Kanye sometimes, or am I as alienated at this point? Unfortunately, I haven't. I don't know if it's a conscious choice or a subconscious choice, but I haven't really been listening to Kanye since all the crazy stuff has gone down. Obviously, I vehemently condemn all the crazy stuff he said, but I think also it's worth noting that who someone was 20 years ago, people change a lot over time, and I feel like if I wanted to still listen to 808s and Heartbreak, I would have absolutely no qualms doing so. He was a completely different person back then. A lot of people, as they get older, start to have shifting opinions that become toxic and terrible. So I don't have to like Kanye the person to still enjoy his music from the 2000s. So I haven't really listened much, but I don't think it's not like me being like I'm done with his music. It's just me kind of just like not, I don't know. I have a little bitter taste in my mouth from everything that he said and what was happening, but I'm not like disavowing his music and getting rid of his records. Check out the Call Her Daddy interview with John Mayer. I think I saw a snippet of that on like TikTok or something. What's my ideal concert seating area? I want to sit facing the stage, like I said, about halfway back on the lowest level, where you can see everything. You're not the closest possible. And I'm old enough now where I want a chair. I want to be able to stand if I want to stand, and I want to sit if I want to sit. Very few bands I can really justify the pit these days. I did it for 9 Inch Nails last year, and I almost died. It was the craziest crowd I've probably ever been in. I was front row, and it was like scary. It was scary. Just a theory, do you think Rihanna releases an album around the Super Bowl? I know that she's supposed to be working on music again. I feel like she probably will release an album at some point next year or this year, but I don't know when. You loved my glow-in-the-dark 20 in the last video. Shout out to Andy Fisher for the most generous gift anyone's ever given me. Yeah, definitely the crown jewel of my collection alongside the Pearl Jam Benaroya Hall signed box set. Those two are like the crux of my whole collection. So very, very cool. It seems like the questions have slowed down. Do you guys have any other questions for me? Otherwise, I'm gonna get ready to head to the store today for another day of pricing records till my eyes fall off. Did I pre-order Hammock's new album? I did not pre-order their new album, and that's because their last few releases, while beautiful, have been forgettable for me. They haven't quite reached the levels of epic as their first, 4 or 5. So I have not pre-ordered it. If people rave about it, I'll probably listen to it and get it after the fact. Hammock records are usually pretty easy to get, even the variants, for a while after they come out. A shop in Portland has alphabetical, except for 60s, early 70s style music. The only decade plus that has its own collection. Which shop is that? Yanosh wants to know what's the most expensive item sold in the store in 2022. It was actually sold to a friend of mine who's I've made friends with through the store. He purchased a in-store. This is not an online sale. He purchased the first press first press US of David Bowie's self-titled record in the shrink, near mint, for $550, which, you know, he was happy to do so. So you really don't see that record ever, and you don't see a clean copy like that in the shrink. So he was very excited. I should check out Doty if I haven't yet. I've heard the name Doty so many times. I just have not listened yet. Grails for the new year? Tyler, I just put out a video yesterday that is going to answer that question for you, and I think that you should watch it, and I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for your comment at my keyboard. Am I a fan of Miley? She released a pre-order on the site today. You know, I've never been into Miley's records, but I really like her as like a musician and a performer. I never was someone who like hated Miley. Like growing up, I liked to listen to her pop stuff. I thought her pop songs were a cut above. I always enjoyed like See You Again and Party in the USA. I thought they were like really solid pop songs. Wrecking Ball, but I never really wanted her albums. I was really won over by Miley when I saw her perform at the Chris Cornell tribute show where she did Say Hello to Heaven, and I was there, and it was like one of the most impressive live performances I've ever seen. So she won me over big time with that. The Bowie was a stereo. What's the most records at a time someone bought at the shop? That's a good question. I don't know if I have a number. I mean, people have definitely walked out with 15 plus records before, but I don't really know if I have like a count per se. While some others are slowing down or crank out simp content, TMR continues to pump out quality content week after week. We are spoiled. Like and subscribe, people. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. I just watched Noble Records video he put out about burnout, about like feeling like, you know, you're a slave to the algorithm at times, and not wanting to rehash ideas. And, you know, Noble Records, Dylan is a friend of mine, and like I'm so impressed with his channel. He's been doing this for half the time I have, and he has double the subscribers. And I remember when he first started, he was asking me for advice, and now it's like I would have to go to him. But to see him, you know, struggle with these kind of like YouTube issues, I can relate in a very strong way, because I've been experiencing frustration with how YouTube tries to stifle creators for many years now. And also having over 450 videos trying to like come up with new fresh ideas that aren't just rehashing best turntables, which, you know, I'm not going to say there are certain channels that do that, but that's not what my channel is going to be about. So I don't know. It's interesting. This year I want to try to make my relationship with YouTube a little healthier, where I'm less focused on how is this video doing and more focused on what do I like doing on YouTube. And I think that's going to be these live streams. And, you know, I want to try to do more shorter one-take videos with my phone, maybe just showing off things without worrying about editing and graphics, just to get more cool content out there. I think that I can be pretty compelling, hopefully, when I talk, and I think I could probably do a one-take video better than some. So I want to try to reestablish how I am with YouTube this year, because it's been tough for me for a couple of years. I feel like I'm always disappointed, and if I'm going to continue doing it, I need to be happier with it. So I resonated a lot with Dylan's video, and I was like, yeah, okay, you know, no one's ever truly happy or thinks they're doing it right. Like, he has, you know, double what I have, and he's still like, am I doing enough? Am I getting enough? And you know, even Vinyl Rewind did a video a couple months ago where he was like, please pay me. I don't get paid. I have 200,000 subscribers, and I barely make minimum wage with the effort I put into this channel. And like, you know, it's true. YouTubers don't get paid much from ads at all, unless you're like Mr. Beast or someone that's huge. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to have done. You know, 8 years is quite a long time. Could I do a new video of best sounding LPs? Yeah, I think that would be a fun one to do. I've done a couple in the past, but I could probably figure out another batch of 5 to show off. Have I ever thought of doing vlogs in the store, like 1 video a month of the highs of the store, performances, the people, the experience of a store owner? Well, that's actually not a terrible idea. I mean, it'd be weird to film people without their permission. So I don't know how I would necessarily get customers in there, but I do like to do the videos where I talk about the records that I've been taking home every couple months, you know, doing a video about here are some of the highlights of records I couldn't leave behind. I have one of those that I'm planning to do hopefully this month or next. And then I also, definitely at the 1 year mark, I'm going to do a retrospective video about the year of owning a store. In the streetwear vintage game, there's many channels that set up a camera and we get to see what people sell and trade into the shop. I don't get enough sell and trades in the shop to justify that. If more people were coming in on a regular basis, I would definitely consider that. I think it's fun, but I'm lucky if I get 3 people a month walking in with stuff. There's a story about price of vinyl going up and huge increases. I read about that. I think it's right now only in Canada. I hope it doesn't follow suit to America, but it very well might, because all of these companies are so damn greedy and they're trying to squeeze all the blood from the stone they can. And yeah. Video of subscriber recommendations I've gone on to purchase. That's a great idea for a video. Man, I'd have to go back and think about it though. That would be tough. I would have to go back and like go through my collection and be like, oh right, someone recommended me this. Definitely worth thinking about though. All right, you gorillas. Any last questions before I call it for the day? What do I think of the new price of the VMP subscription? Did it go up again? Or are you talking about the one from like a year or 2 ago? I hope it didn't go up again. Hey, you have a good weekend too, Travis. It went up again yesterday? Are you kidding me? Why? I haven't looked into it yet, but they already were at the very tip-top budget for me. I feel like if it really went up anything substantial, I might have to cancel because it's just like it's not worth it. I'd rather just buy the releases I want on Discogs after the fact. Wow, that they really, all these companies are seeing how hot vinyl is and they're using it as a way to exploit people and charge way more than they should, from labels to companies, to subscription services. It's really getting to be a little shady, and that is what will cause the bubble to burst. I think that there will always be a market for used vinyl because the public consciousness has realized that vinyl is cool, and it's a cool thing to collect and represent your taste in music and listen to and appreciate albums with. But I think that new vinyl is going to be a thing of the past in a few years if things keep going in this direction. People aren't going to buy it because the price is just not going to match up to the quality control that we're getting, which is slim to none. Every other record I open these days is warped. So I don't know. Maybe that's a whole video I can do. I'll think about that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you at the store, Paul. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I have a fun video planned sometime this month featuring an old face from the channel's history. So look forward to that. Talk to you guys soon.